the government have agreed to review the salary by what? By
40%. Okay.
All right. Increasing the salary by 40%. First of all, let's look at our educational budget.
Okay.
Is that 40% built into that budget?
Okay.
So that's where we're going to start from.
Okay.
That's the starting
We're
point.
talking of the budget of 2026.
Yes, 2026, because the implementation is taking place
1st
of January.
Okay.
Now you are talking implementing something from 1st of January 2020. So from which source we are going to get money from? So it's already, I don't want to use the word dead on arrival, because we are going to get the funds. We are going to get the fund because 2025 budget is still running. The money is not inside there. I'm going to take money from contingencies. So that's where we are looking at it in form of a cosmetic dressing to pacify the ASUU people, to just to relax their nerves, to allow the government to do what they want to do.
In a defining move to end a 17-year-old crisis that repeatedly destabilized Nigerian university system, and the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of University, ASUU, has finally signed a comprehensive agreement aimed at, number one, restoring, stabilizing, improving staff welfare, and also safeguarding academic standards. The protracted conflict marked by recurring strikes, inadequate funding, and unresolved welfare concerns have repeatedly disrupted the academic calendar, accelerated brain drain, and left millions of students at a disadvantage. Now, the 2026 agreement, which replaces the 2009 part, takes effect from January 1st, 2026, with a 3-year review cycle. It seeks to resolve long-standing issues relating to salaries, pension, university funding, and strike prevention. The federal government, through the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Aluasa, Wednesday past, pledged to ensure the sustainability of the signed agreement with ASUU, describing it as a part to a broader strategy to transform Nigeria's education sector and also position the country for long-term development. So on Dialogue today, we shall be looking at this landmark agreement and asking that very important question. Will this agreement finally stick? Yes. Will it be Eldorado for the students, or after a while, all sides return back to the trenches? Well, these and more will be the base of our discussion today on Dialogue, and that is the new federal government and ASUU agreements and ending the prolonged dilemma in Nigerian universities. That's what we're looking at as a major discourse today on the show. We're looking at the recent agreement being signed by the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of University, putting an end to almost a 17-year-old long crisis that bedeviled our tertiary institution, especially after that 2009 agreement that was signed. That's what we're having as a major discourse today, and I know a whole lot of Nigerians, especially parents and students, will be eager to see if that deal is a final one. But anyway, you know, we don't just talk alone here. We always tend to have a guest, and not just a guest, but resource persons that are grounded as it concerns the issue. Hence, we have no other person but a lecturer joining us right here in our studios, and we're talking about Dr. Ogodogun College. Good morning and welcome to Dialogue on Atlantic TV.
Good morning, good presenter.
Thank you so much for joining us. I want us to just dive deep into this very agreement. Many will call it a 17-year-old running battle. And honestly, within that period of 2009 to when the agreement was struck on the 23rd day of December 2025, we right here on Dialogue have counted 8 major strikes within that period of 2009 and almost 1,200 days of strike. Now, talking about days, because that's where my first question will come in. Now, would this signing of this agreement put an end to that bitter days of unending strike? And should Nigerians finally say that the storm is over?
Thank you very much, Mr. Presenter. The answer to that question is both yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yeah, yes or no.
So not a definite one?
No, yes and no.
Okay.
Why is it yes and no? Because from past agreements, Nigerians are aware, and you are very much aware, implementation has been our major stumbling block.
Okay.
Though we can say now that we have a new government, a new person in power, that priority the affairs of the country. So we may give that our president a benefit of that. That he may carry out a complete implementation. Because signing the agreement is one thing, and implementing is another. And the biggest problem in Nigeria today is implementation. It may be very good on paper. All the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. But when it comes to implementation, you don't have a problem. That's self-interest or whatever reasons, the implementation always comes to a shout before you know, ASUU is back on the street.
And then we pray they do not go back to the street. But let's remain right here in the studio. And remaining in the studio, I know you said implementation might be the stumbling block.
It might be the
yes, the stumbling
I'm not too
block.
definite about it.
Okay, well, that's why you give me a yes and no answer.
Yeah.
But let's still look at the agreement.
Okay.
Because the agreement is still what everybody is really concerned about. And that's the beginning of a step of resolution of this conflict that has bedeviled our tertiary institution for long. Now, we on Dialogue, we were opportuned to look at the 35-page document. We were opportuned, which is organized into 6 chapters and focuses on condition of service, funding, university autonomy, academic freedom, and a whole lot of other major ones. But one critical matter I want us to look at, and which seems to be a major stumbling block in all the discussions before now, is the review of the salaries of the lecturers. Now, we are happy to know that it has been increased by 40%, and it's alongside the improved condition of service, which has always been a major issue. Now, do you see the ending of this issue with the increase of the salary? Do you feel this which has been a major concern of lecturers, do you see this ending the brain drain and indeed putting an end to the wave of different strike? Let's look at the salary structure that have been improved.
All right, now, from the documents, the government have agreed to review the salary by what? By 40%.
Okay.
All right. Increasing the salary by 40%. First of all, let's look at our educational budget.
Okay.
Is that 40% built into that budget?
Okay.
So that's where we're going to start from. Okay. That's the starting point.
We're talking of the budget of 2026.
Yes, 2026, because the implementation is taking place
1st
of January.
Okay.
So, and even to the best of my knowledge, I don't know whether 2026 budget
has been passed
or has been implemented. I think the 2025 budget is still running.
Yes, 70% of that is still being carried over into
yes, so now you're talking implementing something from 1st of January 2020. So from which source we are going to get money from? So it's already, I don't want to use the word dead on arrival, because we are going to get the funds. We are going to get the fund because 2025 budget is still running. The money is not inside there. I'm going to take money from contingencies. So that's where we are looking at it in form of a cosmetic dressing to pacify the ASUU people, to relax their nerves, to allow the government to do what they want to do. That's my own point of view concerning this 40%. Because it's contains a lot of things.
Okay.
Yes, it's made up of this kata, the kata emblem, which is made of constellated academic tools allowance that cover both researches, conferences, internet access, and so on and so forth.
Journal publication,
membership book allowance. If you look at some of these things item here, ETF is taking care of some of them. Already. So is it duplication of effort? So if you look at many of these things here, they are not new. ETF trying. Billions of naira go to ETF coffers every month. So they already handle this thing. So what is new in this place now? Because I'm thinking the way implementation government quickly point out to them, because they know they set up ETF as an agency, intervention agency. So they are not bringing this here. What are they trying to do? Are they fooling Nigerians or what? So at this implementation, from 1st of January, very soon we will be at 31st of January. Let's see. Nigeria will see how sincere this so-called.
And we're talking about next week here, because we are already in the 20th. So hopefully, within next week
Yes.
or upper week,
Yes.
whether it's been implemented,
or
we
no.
will know.
Yes, as I'm not the prophet of doom, but I'm very optimistic that we are able to get the fund from the first place, from the ab initio. Where are they going to get the fund from? Because this is based on 2026 and 2025 budget. It's still running.
Okay. Let's just hope and wish that maybe the money will come from somewhere. Maybe the government has where they feel they will take from first.
Okay.
Let's just believe that for now.
Okay.
But do you see this actually ending some of these problems stated there that this problem has to solve? If, like you said,
If and only if the
implemented.
implementation is
Thank you. So would it solve the problem?
If the implementation is carried out the way it is on paper now, on ground like that, to a larger extent, it will solve the problem.
Okay.
To a larger extent. But if implementation is political, politicized, maybe calling some few people behind and begin to talk to them, you calm down.
And instigate them.
Yes,
we're talking about the hierarchy.
Yes, now it will not solve it.
Okay, now let's still remain, because I'm also still really interested in these very agreements. And I want us to, thank God we are picking the holes in some of them.
Yeah.
But as much as we are addressing them on the table and seeing how effective they will become. Now, one of the major issues that has also taken center stage in all the strike ASUU has gone to is the issue of revitalization of our public varsities. ASUU has always come out to say our universities are in shambles, proliferation of universities doesn't make sense. The ones you have,
Cannot maintain them.
you cannot maintain them. Maintain them first before you talk about building others. Now, that has been a major issue. Now, when we looked at these new agreements, we also saw something on stabilization and restoration fund amounting to about 30 billion naira. And that money, as what we learned in this very agreement, is that it will be released 10 billion naira every year. And it's going to be released from this year to 2028. Now, my question is, do you see this money actually dealing with the issue being raised by ASUU as it concerns revitalization of the universities? If, again...
we are coming back to the same...
If, again, it is being implemented. Better I put it that way.
Well, if the money is released, first of all, releasing money for government coffer to these people, it takes procedures.
Okay.
Raising of vouchers, raising of vote of merriment, and so on and so forth. So after the money has been released, it now went to some hands. So then from there, we're going to have things like personal interest there. They're playing as Nigerians. So these have been the bane of past agreements, past memorandum of understanding. That at the implementation stage, it can be very sweet, smooth, and revitalizing on paper, in principle, but actually, and if we go back to the past 6 agreements we have, we discover that there's always a problem, a recurring decimal, a problem of implementation. But as I have said, if this thing is carried out as it be written down there, black and white, then Nigeria universities will no longer be glorified secondary schools.
Okay. So you feel the funds, if properly being not only implemented, but if properly being put into what it should.
Used and well monitored.
Controlled.
Then
but now talking about control, because this is another problem we have. Talking about control, we'll come back to federal university autonomy, which is also a standing issue. Let's leave that one first. Please, let's leave that one first. I know that will be a discussion. Please, let's leave that first. Now, let us come to actual implementation and actual release and also monitoring of these funds.
So there's no diversion.
Yes. It has always been a problem of the universities. Now, you agree with me that the federal government seems not to have a hand in how these funds, when after being released, is being used. They do not tell the varsities what and what project to be done. The varsities take that as a major step in them actualizing what they need to do. But in recent time, we've also seen many varsities seem to attack their VCs on account of mismanagement of these funds. So would you not say the problem might not only lie on the federal government alone, but these varsities' inability to even manage their own affairs?
Well, you cannot rule that out. But if you talk about the VCs, who's appointed?
Or the governing council,
the
whatever.
Governing council. Yeah, the governing council, they work in hand in hand. The Senate, they work in hand with the VCs.
Okay.
Who appoint all this group of people?
Okay.
The Senate is being appointed by the VC,
Yeah.
but the governing council is from for the government. The VC to a large extent from the government. So these people there, they are representative of the government. And one thing, government may say they want to release maybe 10 million or whatever. If you now look at, if you go behind this, was the full money actually released?
Okay. That's another question.
That's another point. Because I appointed you.
Yeah.
I will call you. Oh boy, come. This is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So those things are matters behind the scene. But when you come out, you can say anything you want to say, and at the end of the day, they will the VC may have their own issues. They may have their own problem. But the first thing the VC will satisfy is to be loyal to those that are appointed there. That's one thing. Clear.
So do you feel this has been the problem over the years?
Yeah, it may be some of the problem. Because you must be loyal to who appointed you. So that
which is common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense. And it's not the lecturers in the university appointed you. Some universities may have, but federal university to a large extent is the federal government. At the state level, the state government have a big hand in there. So they must be loyal to who appointed them. So when this money comes like this, there may be some remission along the line, in which the full body of the lecturer may not be aware. And this man, the VC is not ready to expose somebody, who blow the pipe and they control the tune. Yeah. So you cannot expose him. So it may come out that maybe want to do this from here to here, and they already did this. It will tell the money is coming, we are going to do it. But the money is going to do it this way, I've gone somewhere.
So are you saying it's not El Dorado at the end?
At the end of the day, we are still coming to the same point, which is the implementation and political forces
that
are there, and different interests that need to be satisfied. The Ministry of Education is there, the NUC is there. They have their own level, they have their own role to play in this level.
So the ability of all of them to marry issues, ability of all of them to work in synergy will definitely bring about a robust outcome.
Exactly. If all parties are sincere, I say, no, this time around, we should put aside every uneven weight. Let us call a spade and put an end to this thing. If Nigeria want to put an end, if the government want to put an end to this citizen strike, they can do it. Okay, now they know what to do.
Okay, now talking about the government, because it looks as if that's where you're dragging us to. So let's go there. Now, after the 2009 agreement, several other renegotiation committees were constituted. I'm talking between 2017 to 2022. Yeah. I know 2013 there were some. Like under successive administration, let's look at the one of Wale Babalakin. That was done. Mini Bridge. Yeah. Her committee was also instituted.
It's an interim himself.
Okay, well, let's leave that. I know you want that discussion there. but no, apart from all of that, let's look at this other committee that gave birth to this. And we're talking about the Alhaji Yayale Ahmed committee, which was inaugurated in October of 2024. And after about 14 months of many people pulling hard work, we have now come to this very big agreement. Big agreement. Now, boss, let's look at it. You've said the sincerity of past administration.
The sincerity of implementation.
Good. The sincerity of past administration did not make it work. That's why we are back to this agreement. Now, it took them 14 months to come up with this idea. Don't you feel that as much as the government has taken time to review the 2009 to the 2017 to the 2022, now giving birth to this one, there's every sincerity in government in implementing it? Don't you see that sincerity? Because they can as well come out to say, okay, we are signing an MOU, which will delay the process. But they did not do so.
No.
They only said
Immediate-
implementation will start immediately.
Immediately.
Undermining, he made that announcement a couple of days after. He said implementation will start on the 1st of this month.
Yes,
So don't you feel there's this sincerity on the part of government to do things differently than others that we've highlighted earlier?
Okay, let us look at it again. And this is the most serious agreement during the present administration.
Okay.
Tinubu.
Okay.
So let us give them a benefit of that.
Okay.
31st of January is not far from here now.
Okay.
So if at all, they told us from the agreement that it's taking place with effect from January.
Okay.
And you told us January is not maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. It's not up to a week again, 2 weeks again ahead. So if it is there, fine. We can shout Uhuru. There's something this government has performed a miracle. But if it's not there,
but talking about performing a miracle, Dr. College, you will also agree that during the period of this administration, we've had we've had few strikes, but compared to successive one, 3 years he has been in power.
Okay.
The number of time we've had the academic union of ASUU going on strike has been little over 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So is that not
managed.
Yes? Is that not sincerity in the part of this administration?
Well, don't rejoice yet. Don't rejoice.
I don't want you to be sounding like a prophet of doom.
No, I will not.
Okay.
I will not. No,
Okay.
these things, they are practical. If they say that, look, this is taking place from January 2026, I mean, we should keep our finger crossed now.
Okay.
We should stop. We should not start rejoicing and jubilating yet.
Okay. Let's see it in hand.
Let's see it now. Yeah? We have many university friends lecturers over the place. So we see it. And they will say, okay, this man did not follow his successor.
Okay.
Not follow his successor.
Okay.
That this man is a tornado.
Okay.
A new level, whatever.
Okay.
All the acronyms, they are out there.
Okay.
So, in fact.
Okay.
So, let's wait. It's not far.
Okay.
It's not far. So that we do something different.
Okay.
But if not the same people that are still there, we may have a new president, maybe semi-new Minister of Education, but the other people that will do the paperwork.
I did not see the ones
That the same people that sit there. In fact, there are some things that we have learned, but I can't say that.
I understand what you
because we know what it takes us to get ETF. If I don't want to go there.
Okay. Now, anyways, in case you are joining us, it's definitely dialogue. You do know today we're having a heated one here. And anyway, we're just being honest and trying to put or say things the way they are. Now, we're talking about the recent agreement between the federal government and ASUU. And many Nigerians are already calling it a victory for our varsities, especially after that protracted era of strikes. Like I said in my introduction, with our last count, we were able to count 8 major strikes between that period till when that agreement was struck on the 23rd day of December 2025. And we also were able to count about 1,200 days of strike within that period of time. And you agree with me that that's accumulating up to almost 3 or 4 years of strike within that period. But many will say, well, irrespective of what has happened, with the latest coming together of the two parties, they say husband and wife will quarrel, but at the end, they will sit down and settle. Is that settlement finally a one that the children will rejoice about? Is a question we're still asking on the show today. That's what we're looking at. And like I said, we still have no other person. But Dr. Ogodogun College, he's really helping us to actually understand if we can say hooray at the end of the day. But let's come back now again, Dr. College. And you know, I'm more like the devil's advocate. I will always ask the questions and seek for proper understanding of Nigerians. Now, one major issue that also bedeviled our tertiary institution is the issue of research. Research grants compared to some Western or other universities in different climes has always made them tick. Research has always been the bane of any university, be it in human capital development or even in IT-driven understanding. That has always been the bane. Now, in this very agreement, we're able to also find out that there's this Research Council bill which is being put forward to the National Assembly. So the Minister of Education said, oh, we're just saying what he said in the agreement. Now there's this Research Council bill which is being put forward to the National Assembly, and it is proposed legislature will provide, this is what it will provide, funding of research and innovation and development through at least 1% of our GDP every year. I know it is a legislation in the making, but they've already put it forward that every year 1% of our GDP will be put back into the university for research. And just like the Minister of Education said, he said this idea will be impactful and will change the narrative of our universities. Well, I know you are a bit skeptical and you're smiling already, but I want to ask, now, if this bill, if this bill is now being put forward and is being acknowledged and indeed addressed by the National Assembly, would this not go a long way in bringing back the glory days of our universities?
I'm even afraid. Honestly, because I'm seeing duplication of effort. Okay. If you look at it, 40%, research and conferences, they are all spelled out there. This 40% increase. And we all know ETF is trying as much as possible on this same research. And now you are not coming out again with one legislative, cosmetic something you are putting in place. Then who are you people deceiving? That will just end somewhere and they will treat somewhere. Because we have all these things, government knows that this issue is being handled by this one. We bring it again to this one, bring it again to this one. At the end of the day, no one will work. So that is the problem we are having. So why should
okay, so you feel there's no need for this research because research is already in the 40%.
Even ETF is even handling this thing already. Presently, it's doing it. ETF is trying to a large extent. It's trying, at least as the fund is released to universities, to whatever higher institution, as long as you're able to retire what they give to you, they're ready to give you again. But it might have been said there. There's some universities and even some high institutions that can never access the fund. That fund. Why? Because when they gave they were able to account for it. There's a lot of money. Then why are you going this way? That's why I talk about the sincerity. So they know this is when they be voted for this issue. The functions and the funding and the implementation of ETF fund they are very clear to the public to see. Then why are you bringing it again into these areas? So that's why sincerity there. Maybe after implementation, maybe the money will now go to some places that we are not aware of. So that is it. That's my point.
Okay, so there's no point duplicating.
No point. It's duplicating of effort. Okay, the ETF complained they were not able to meet up. You have never implemented this 40%. You are not bring on another something.
Okay. So you feel one should follow the other. So implement this 40%. Yes. When we are now sure that it's being fully implemented, you can now bring this other idea as in review.
Yes, even to enhance it. ETF have not complained, or investors have not complained that ETF is not making their need on that area. So maybe assume ETF complain, then they cannot bring this type of an issue to augment it, to show up more fund to it. Okay, our researches, most cases, some of them end up in the library. So our researches are not taken to the factory to be a concrete item. That's why some people wrote some time ago about professor university, we should leave publishing and you enter into production. So a lot of our research, they end there. So what are we talking about? So the researches, duplicated of many of researches, they know that one agent is already handling it. So if this one said true, man, it could be a good for all of us to enjoy.
Okay, now, Dr. Ogodogun, I want us to now look at another major issue that has always been also on the front burner of issues that had characterized previous strike, and it's the issue of university autonomy. I know you signed anyway, we'll go there because it's still part of the agreement. Now, what we were able to find out in that is that this agreement provides for review and amendment of 5 laws. That's what we saw in this agreement. They said they want to review 5 laws that they feel is hindering the autonomy of universities. Some of those laws are, number 1, the Miscellaneous Provision Act, University Miscellaneous Provision Act, the National University Commission Act, and a whole lot of others. Even JAM is also in every way stopping the autonomy of university. Okay. Now, I'm a bit curious about that very proposed agreement as it concerns the autonomy of university. And the reason I'm a bit curious is we've had several push for autonomy of different institutions, like the local government autonomy. It is there in the law. But as of today, me and you do know that the local government does not have full autonomy.
That is true.
So my fear or my concern now, do you feel that the government will not toe this line as it concerns autonomy? Because autonomy will give you free hand to do what you want to do. But would the government be able, or okay, rather, let me use my language well. Would the government be willing to see these universities go on their own?
You just mentioned there are 5 laws guiding autonomy.
Or preventing university autonomy.
Have they reviewed those guide laws now? Those bylaws?
But he said they will. They will.
Even one of those laws, it will take process. Someone will raise it. There will be first and second reading. And before you know,
public hearing,
or in fact, it will come back again before you now go to the president or the whoever to accept to it. I've just started the process. No, so these are just cosmetic arrangements. And let me tell you from here, take it to the bank. University cannot get the autonomy.
Why do you feel so?
It's not possible because the government have interest there. So if say autonomy there, who will appoint the VC? Are the Senate going to conduct an election to appoint the VC? No, the VC will always come from the government at the federal level. And if I appoint you, to a large extent, I'm going to direct you.
Most certainly. I pay your fee.
If I'm not direct you directly, I will direct you to tell you what you should do. Whether you like it or not, you must play by the rules. So what autonomy is just there, there's no way. I have said that JAM now determining the number of students that go there because of the investor are going to organizing post-UME different program all there and all that. So it does not mean the investor don't have the capacity to organize their own entry, have the entry requirement. Why JAM? Now, let's talk about it. Now, if you now close JAM, for example, you have made Nigeria jobless.
Yes.
A lot of people are working there, earning their living.
Yes.
So there, they told me, JAM part of it. So I go to, what's going to happen to JAM? For example, what's going to happen to JAM?
All our regional offices,
whatever,
all those non-academic workers.
Whatever, what happened to them? So that's why there may be a marriage arrangement between them, but full autonomy for university. I don't believe it's possible.
It's a mirage.
It's even the legislation process, you can never end with this tenure. Even the second tenure, you will never end.
So you feel we're going to have a whole bottleneck as it concerns,
in fact,
legislating that law?
You know what? Some people are benefiting from it. As long as some people are benefiting from the control of government or university, it not see the light of the day. Okay? Some of that, they would like how the jumbo salary, the investment that they will go in there. So you want to give them more, what they feel, what they will have, even more than enough. So what are you talking about?
So is it a lack, because I'm really a bit still curious and eager to know, is there a lack of trust from the part of government in letting these varsities go? Or, like you say, is it a thing of control? I want to be in charge. I want to dictate the pace. I want these people to be loyal under me. So let's understand where that problem lies. Is it a thing of trust or a thing of control? Let's understand.
I think it's both. And then self-interest too.
Okay.
Your interest in that particular thing. It's just like a political party. Your interest, where your interest lies.
Where your heart is.
So it's the interest that is involved. And that personal interest, what is coming to me? What is coming to me? So if everything is given to these people, what's going to come back to me? And everything cannot go to the people because some of the people there, they are under the control from the headquarters. So all the laws are there. we talk about investor autonomy for us to know that the government is sincere. Have you started any process to review any of these laws? They will start futuristic and it will end there. Nigeria have a lot of things that is bothering them now than to go and make it law. First of all, who will bring the bill to the floor? Because do everything again. Is it going to be an executive bill or from where? Definitely going to be an executive bill.
Yeah, because it's coming from them.
From the government. So what are we talking about? Government is still dealing about terrorism, kidnapping, and how
the economy.
Economy. Thank God the economy is getting better, and I have to tell the government and give a kudos on that.
Well, anyway, I'm happy at least. When you want to knock them, you are knocking them. But when you want to praise them, okay,
I can see for a long time. This is the first 50 period price of oil did not increase. It's on record.
And we did not go through hell in trying to get.
And I think I was able to buy a bag of rice for 50,000. While the other years I bought half for 60,000.
Okay, well, anyway, let's leave half and full. I'll come back to
yes.
this.
It's actually all joint.
Okay.
It's the interest. So going by your question, for investors to have 100, let me use the word 100% autonomy. Autonomy is not going to be very difficult. No,
likely impossible.
Likely, I know the word. I don't want to use the word impossible. Likely impossible.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said likely.
Yeah. I'm joining you to agree.
Okay, well, anyway, don't join me. Just be there because I see I have few more questions to go because we still have small time to look at it. Okay. Now, let's return to the Minister of Education. Okay, I had a lot to say last weekend, and one of the things we were able to monitor, he said, was he gave Nigerians that assurance. That yes, okay, we have halfway settled the issue of ASUU. And we've come to an agreement. Well, let's wait for their implementation. 31st is not far off. Now,
did you hear from the ASUU president?
I've not heard from Dr. Piniwa.
Yes.
I've not heard still from him.
But
maybe he's also having your kind of mind and waiting to the 31st. Okay, but
it means that because they can have his own say. Remember, it's a political appointee. He's been appointed there. It's not right any particular exam to go to that place. Someone appointed him. So he must be loyal. He must read the script that was given to him.
Dr. Ogodogun, please, let's leave that. But let's come back. Now, he told us, he has given us assurance.
Yes.
He gave us assurance last weekend. That undermining, they feel they've settled the issue of ASUU.
Okay.
They are now coming to the issue of NASU. Because you will agree with me that irrespective of whether they've settled the issue with the academic staff union and you do not with the non-academic staff,
they will come back.
Yeah,
they will
issues.
Come after you.
Thank you. Because that's where we are going to next.
Those non-academic staff unions.
That's where we are going to next.
But the issue is that if the Minister of Education come out public and say we have settled the issue of ASUU, I think we're supposed to hear from that man that they have actually heard from
the president of
that these guys have actually settled our issue. But we've not heard from him. We hear from one side. So what is you're able to read between the lines that this guy go and calm down first. Don't react yet. Or maybe, as you said, he keep his finger crossed. Either he keep his finger crossed or he's towing the line.
Well, anyway, we'll not go to those academic terms. Let's stick with these our normal terms.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, do you see, because he has given us that assurance that they are now in discussion with non-academic staff.
Okay.
And
this one is
yes, for what they feel that they've settled this side. Okay. Now they are now going to this side. Now, let's look at it holistically. If really they go ahead with some, not all of these agreements, because I'm beginning to also feel a bit skeptical. If they go ahead with some of these agreements and now engage NASU, are you quite certain that if all of these issues are being resolved, this problem that seemed to have bedeviled our varsity is now eliminated? Do you see our varsity? Because that's where the pains of Nigerians lie. Do you see our varsity returning to the glory days? When we had foreign students coming here and being a part of our institution. We're talking about students from Pakistan, India, UK. US. So if all of these issues are being resolved, because that seems, apart from funding, issues that concerns varsity has always been a stumbling block to us attaining where we should. It is even painful that many Nigerian students are going to Benin, going to Ghana,
even to invest in an every register,
to Togo. So, if the government is genuinely sincere in handling not just the academic staff but the non-academic staff, are we going to have a total settlement of these issues?
Yes, they will. But before now, governments like using divide and rule approach. Tactics.
Okay.
So 3 or 4 years ago, it would now handle ASUU, settle them. Whatever, give them
what they need, everything.
Not
encourage,
everything. Give them
things. Okay.
Give them palliative.
Okay.
Palliative. So they will now wait for NASU to react. When NASU react, now they will now come out with their own palliative to give to them. But if now this time they now deem it wise to have a holistic approach and carry everybody along, then it's going to be a welcome development even for this administration. Because this is the first this administration carry out this issue. Before now, ASUU will be settled, they will give them some allowance, then ASUU will now wake up, hey, why do you give this one, give. They've now shut them everywhere. But this time they want to carry it. It's a good idea, but let us wait for the implementation.
Okay.
Let's wait for the implementation.
Okay, well, anyways,
it's not far.
It's not far.
It's not far.
We're happy after. Maybe after next week, the upper week we might bring you back to either look at is it hallelujah or we look at should we return to fasting and prayer?
Yes.
Whichever, we'll try to do that. But what we'll try to do now is to really thank you, sir.
Okay.
I know how really busy you are, and but you just felt it was important. You come here and also add your voice to this issue that seems to be bothering Nigerians. Yes, we've heard the minister say, oh yes, we solved it, but we are still a bit skeptical, just like you said. We are even far more skeptical than you guys, because it will be a thing of joy for us to actually see that this problem has been resolved.
Yes.
Knowing that some of the major concerns of your union is to see how the university is being pushed forward. In the best interest, especially the issue of that revitalization. So we need to thank you so much, sir.
Thank
you,
sir.
Talking of the other person, but Dr. Ogodogun College for really taking his time and giving us this. But like I said, we'll leave our twist. We'll always call back and seek your guidance and also insight into some of the issues that concerns our tertiary institution. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm honored.
Okay. Well, anyway, I will always insist that it might be a wrap here, but it doesn't end. Let's get your reaction as it concerns what we've discussed today. We've talked about the new federal government and ASUU agreement that we are praying, and we're no more fasting. We are now in prayer mood, that it will definitely come into realization, especially as it concerns our varsities that have been enmeshed with a whole lot of strikes and also seem to have resorted to brain drain, having most of our brilliant head and minds leaving the shores of this great land and going to trade at other universities, not only on the continent but around the world. Will this agreement stick? Will the federal government honor it and implement it and put an end to all of this? That's what we've had as a major discussion. And as much as you are skeptical or Nigerians seem to be hoping and praying, we'll always plead with you. Drop your comments on our different social media platforms. They are already there on your screen. Let's have your reaction to it. Should the federal government, or what do you feel the federal government needs to do to dousing the tension and indeed put that relaxation, not only on the mind of the lecturers, but on all Nigerians, that indeed this is going to be a different one from previous arrangement and agreement. Well, let's have your views as they come. But you do know, Viewpoint still continues. The news will come as much as trending right here on Atlantic TV. Let's go on a break.